Welcome. Tēnā whakatau mai rā kia koutou. Nau mai, piki mai, kaki mai. Whakatau mai rā I te pōnei. Ki te whare e tū nei. Ki te papa e takoto nei. Tēnā korua, tēnā korua. He mihi kau ana, ki ngā kanohi, ki tea mō tēnei kau papa, growing. Growing, get it?
Yeah.
Nō reira, kia koutou katoa. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou. Welcome. A welcome to all and to all welcome. Come all, come together. Welcome, welcome on this evening. Blessings and thanks to the whare and the whenua on which you reside on today. To those who have come to take part in this kaupapa growing, thank you. To you all here, thank you, thank you, thank you. Ko Yvonne Davey toko ingoa from Craig's Investment Partners, and I'm delighted to be your MC, alongside my very debonair colleague, David Boyle from Mint Asset Management, or Boyley, as he is affectionately known to many of you. Each year, we try and take our conference to the next level and keep raising the bar. And I'm sure you will agree that today's conference program did just that. Hear, hear.
Yeah.
Paki, paki. We heard from some fantastic speakers, which I trust you found thought-provoking and inspiring, and tonight will be no different. Tonight is all about celebrating our industry, and with our awards program, recognising the achievements and efforts of some very special people and teams, and I hope you embrace the opportunity to network with our colleagues, with your colleagues and peers. So tonight, I know we didn't have a theme, and when they said to me, Boyley and myself are going to be joining up as MCs, we did throw around a few ideas, thinking about, you know, what are some famous duos. We thought about Sandy and Danny from Greece, but then the thought of singing, what's that song?
We Can't Sing.
Oh, yeah, no, we can't sing.
You're the one that I want.
You're the one that I want.
Oh, yeah.
No,
We can.
we're not going to do that. There was then Batman and Catwoman, but clearly the costumes are a bit tight. Sonny and Cher, no, we can't sing. And then I thought of Tarzan and Jane, and I'm all for a man in a loincloth.
I
that.
said that. It's just silly.
Over to you, Dave.
So it's just us,
It's
as we
just
are.
us, as we
Can
are.
I say, look at Yvonne, glammed up to the nines. Amazing. And she's got a stunt double somewhere else. Just in case Yvonne has a little accident, we've got someone else in the audience tonight that is going to pick up the slack Tracy, I think, from memory. Anyway, enough of that. I was going to say it's so great to see you all glammed up, but with these spotlights on, I can't see any of you, but I'm thinking that you're looking pretty bloody good tonight. And it's been a long time coming, hasn't it? In the sense of trying to get the Gala dinner together, the conference. This is a time to celebrate not only our wonderful colleagues that we want to acknowledge tonight, but I want to take this opportunity and acknowledge everyone in this room on the basis that we should celebrate the work that we do to help all New Zealanders in some way around their financial well-being. In saying that, I was a little surprised that Yvonne and I didn't get nominated tonight. Just saying.
True. Well, maybe me.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't count because you were the team. It's not just about you.
Right.
So I'm feeling even worse now because you're saying that I'm the only one that hasn't been nominated.
Yes.
Destroying my life. I mean, we've had 70 years collectively or thereabouts. Don't look at me like that.
Yeah, more on your side.
Okay, a little bit overweighted by age. But we certainly have all contributed. And if we added up all the years of experience in this room, it would be a very large number. Anyway, it's great to see a number of familiar faces, if I could see you. I know you're out there. And also some new, younger faces coming into our industry, which is just delightful. To also help, kind of bring a little colour to the evening, Yvonne and I are going to run a little quiz, just a little one, that may or may not be based on certain individuals in the room tonight. So don't be scared. It's all in the good possible taste we could imagine. And hopefully it'll bring a smile or two during the course of the evening. Back to you, Yvonne.
Thanks, Boyley. Look, the flow of the evening will run like this. So shortly we will hear from Paul Stocks, Deputy Secretary, Building, Resource and Markets from MB, who's going to say a few words before we have our kai. So after Paul's address, we will then present some awards and then break for the main meal. And after mains, our band, the Pickups, will entertain us with some crowd favourites. We'll then have our final awards, and when that's done, desserts will be served and the cash bar will be open from 9:30. Now, emceeing, of course, wouldn't be complete with a few little housekeeping things to run through for those of you that weren't here earlier today. So the fire escape, please, for any emergency, please make your way out, follow the banquet staff who will guide you to the assembly point on City Road. The bathrooms are located in the expo area to the right as you exit the main room. Smoking and vaping.
Looks like they've already started in here.
But those casual ones, you can go outside. The smoking area is outside in the lower lobby on City Road. Now, if you like your martini shaken and not stirred, check out the Spirits Bar, which is located at the side of the room, and that will be open from 9:30. Now, we do love to support local, and our wine tonight is from Goldie Estate, from Waiheke Island, and sponsored by Guardian Trust. Thank you, Guardian Trust. And if you're a bit of a connoisseur, you can read about the Waiheke Island Goldie Estate in the dinner menu. Now, thank you all to those who have contributed to the Lego wall. I understand a number of companies have put their logo up on the wall. Their Lego logo?
Logo?
Lego logo?
Lego.
Logo.
Lego.
Lego.
Yeah.
Up on the wall. So please, dig deep. Encourage you tomorrow to please follow their lead and support the Voices of Hope charity, which do a huge amount of work for mental health. And the photo booth, so the green screen over that way. We have a photo booth for those that want to take photos during the breaks. Please capture a moment with your mates, and Boyley's available for a photo at a small price. Now, it's now my privilege to recognise the support and sponsorship of our gala dinner by PwC. Without their generous support, tonight simply wouldn't have been possible, and we thank you sincerely. It's now my pleasure to invite David Lamb, partner of PwC fame, up to the stage to say a few words. David.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and it's an absolute privilege to be here tonight on behalf of PwC to welcome in this evening's Gala Awards. My name is David Lamb. I co-lead our financial services sector, and look, it's been a long association with FSC, which we're incredibly proud of. Look, our long-standing purpose at PwC is to build trust in society and solve the most important problems out there. And it's certainly, we feel, fully aligned to this conference theme and FSC's vision of growing the financial confidence and the well-being in our very proud country, Aotearoa. It's a big ask though, and there's lots of challenges facing us, and we recognise that. Cost of living escalation, climate change, technology disruption, many of the themes discussed over the course of today. But there's one sort of key message I'd like to leave you with before I leave and hand back to Yvonne and David. It's very much our collective responsibility to get into these problems, and I know, having worked with many of the organisations here, we have great confidence in that at PwC. So kia ora, enjoy the evening and all the very best, and congratulations to the upcoming award recipients and to everyone in the room for all your efforts. And it's wonderful, isn't it, to be back in person together in an environment we can enjoy each other's company. So thank you so much. Enjoy the evening, everyone. Proud to be here. Thank you.
Thanks for your support too for sponsoring the dinner tonight. Look, we just thought, some of you know Yvonne and I, and you might know us through a range of different stories or activities we've been involved with over the years in the industry. And I thought it'd kind of be fair. Who's that rowdy table over there? Listen to them, they're rowdy as. Anyway, this is a story about Yvonne, how she got the name Sloshy. I haven't even said it and they're laughing, that's a good start. So, I've known Yvonne for a very long time, and she has worked for a number of institutions over her long career. But this one's a pretty cool one, actually. It was when she was working for Tower, and back in the day, you'd have a little bit of gathering together with all the colleagues on off-site type of thing. Is this right, Yvonne?
Yeah, team building.
Team building. You said here there was a day of assault courses, trust games, which sounds a little awkward to me, probably not appropriate these days. But you had a fancy dress party as well.
It's true.
And part of that was there was a skit or two involved. And if I'm right in remembering, it was that you were part of the Spice Girls.
It's true, also.
Now, I thought you would be Posh Spice, like boom, like that, but you wanted to be
Sporty Spice.
Sporty Spice. And during the course of the evening, just in case, Yvonne has been self-medicating in the event that there might be a little accident when she tried endearingly to do a bit of a high kick.
High kick.
Like a sporty Spice high kick. Anyway, she broke her arm. The funny thing is she didn't know she broke her arm. As I said, the help of self-medicating during the course of the night ended up on the basis that she woke up the next morning with a very sore arm. Her colleagues, who were very worried about her, took her to hospital, but had to drop in on the way to KFC to get some food as well. When Yvonne told me that, I changed the word posh to slosh, and that's why she's called Sloshy today. So
thank you for that, David.
That's my pleasure.
I now feel great that a few hundred people know that story.
It was a long time ago. It's now my absolute pleasure to ask Paul Stocks, Deputy Secretary, Building Resource and Markets at MB, to come up and provide a presentation on behalf of the Honourable David Clark, who couldn't make it tonight. So please join me in welcoming Paul to the stage.
E na mana, e na reo, e na karangatanga maha o te wā, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Ki na mana whenua, anō ne aku mihi kia koutou. Nō reira, nō manakitanga ki runga a tātou katoa. Tēnā koutou, hui noa iti whare, tēnā rā tātou katoa. Kia ora everyone, it's great to be here. It sounds like everyone has a stunt double, and tonight I am David Clark's stunt double. The Minister unfortunately has been caught ill, and as we've learned over the last 2 years, when you're ill, you stay home. So he asked me to come and deliver his speech for him, which I will do verbatim because I'm an experienced public servant and understand that to do otherwise would be courageous. So everything I say will be what he would have said, but for the bit where I commend the excellent performance of MB officials, that's mine. I want to start by thanking Richard and his team for tonight and for today. The awards dinner is great. It's so great that everyone's back in business and back face to face. And I was at the Climate Change and Business Conference earlier this week, where we had 500 people in the audience, just desperate to connect, and so it's fabulous. You might remember the Minister's speech at the FSC Summit earlier this year, when he touched on the importance of financial services in the context of Aotearoa New Zealand's COVID economy. And it's a message that's worth reinforcing today, because we've got some real challenges. The war in Ukraine continues to rage, inflation is spiking globally, and we are still feeling the economic effects of the COVID pandemic. In that context, it's really, really important, more than ever, that this industry, the financial services industry, continue supporting New Zealanders who are making some really tough decisions about their future in a context and a time where everything is uncertain, including the future. So confidence matters, and confidence in you and the services that you provide matter a lot for New Zealanders. And the government sees that as a shared responsibility, a shared duty to make sure that New Zealanders have confidence in the services that they procure from you. That collective responsibility the government undertakes in the form of regulatory changes and stewardship. And actually, that's where I'd like to cover a few things. So the Minister was going to cover a few areas of work that we're progressing. I will do exactly the same thing. Firstly, though, just worth noting, look, regulators like myself, we do know that regulatory change is unsettling. Any change has cost, and it requires you, as regulations come into effect, to make changes in the way that you do business and the way you run your operations. So firstly, I thank you for all the efforts that you do every day to make sure that that service and that system works well. I also want to thank you, or the Minister did, and I do too, for the feedback that we get on a pretty much constant basis, both in formal consultation and in day-to-day engagements and exchanges. Because that feedback is really important in understanding how policies actually work on the ground and making sure that, for example, we don't have unintended consequences. Which takes me to the first of the policy areas that the Minister was going to cover, the CCCFA, the Credit Contracts and Consumer Finance Act. So as we all know, the Act came into force in December last year, and it was designed to protect vulnerable consumers from debt that they cannot afford. And I think that that's an ambition and an objective that we all share. But there were concerns about how that policy was working in practice and in the real world. And early this year, the Minister, in response to that, initiated a review, instructed officials to look at what those unintended consequences were and what changes we could make. And again, just to stress that nobody was debating the objective, the intention of supporting and protecting vulnerable consumers in the credit contracts area. And that was lenders, budget advisors, all of Parliament, I think, was agreed on that. But also it's important that all New Zealanders have access and continued access to affordable credit. And it was that balance that the government was trying to achieve. So on the 2nd of August, the Minister announced that the government would be clarifying the regulations, it would seek to strike the right balance between protection and access. And an exposure draft of those changes will be released very, very, very shortly. Not tonight, but very shortly. And what we want to do is encourage you to collectively continue to provide the feedback that we've had over the course of the year. That feedback helps us make the policy and the law that works the best it can. So we're confident that as these changes come to effect, together with the amendments that have already been made in July, we'll address the concerns, the unintended consequences of the CCCFA. The second area that the Minister was going to reflect upon was an issue called a consumer data right, or a CDR. So at its heart, a CDR allows people to request data that a business holds about them to be shared with other third parties in a safe and secure manner. It sounds dull, but it's actually really, really important, because what it does is allow people to compare prices in the market of competing products, but also allows them to streamline switching between providers. Some of you will think that's a good thing, some of you will be the providers from which they switch. So but it's all about making things seamless. And for small businesses, a CDR can unlock integrated day-to-day services like business monitoring, inventory management, reporting, e-commerce, payment systems and the like. It's a powerful tool. It's used internationally, and it's one that we'll be announcing and rolling out. It'll be rolled out on a sector-by-sector basis, and I'm expecting that the first sector for designation will be announced in the coming weeks. The next area, and this is another, I suppose, an area of focusing on confidence, is the passing of the Conduct of Financial Institutions Amendment Act, or COFI, passed in June this year. And again, it's about getting confidence in your industry and your services. COFI, as you know, introduces a new regime for financial institutions, which ensures the right systems are in place to treat customers fairly. And when people are treated fairly, they feel confident about the service they are going to get. So the FMA is going to open licensing applications in mid-23, and the fine officials at MB will also be developing regulations to support that. So just a word of thanks again to all of you for your involvement in the development of the regime to date and for your submissions and engagement so far. The next area just to touch upon is around climate change. And as I mentioned, I was at the Climate Change and Business Conference earlier this week in Auckland. 500 people from across the business and broader community were focused on the impacts of climate change and how business responds. This is, I don't need to say, very much a mainstream issue now. So the government has passed legislation last year making climate-related disclosures mandatory for some financial market entities. It's about helping capital and investors know where they're investing and understand the implications of their investments. It is kind of world-leading legislation, which is a great thing for Aotearoa New Zealand to be proud of, but I'd have to say that it's probably not that world-leading and that you'd expect to see this taking place around the world if what we were hearing earlier this week is born to bear. In closing, the Minister was going to briefly mention KiwiSaver, and I know that Minister Robertson touched upon this morning. I think we all want to make sure that New Zealanders are financially prepared for retirement. And, you know, frankly, over 15 years, it's amazing to see how far KiwiSaver has come. You collectively manage $95 billion of investment for New Zealanders. And KiwiSaver is probably the main way that people save and interact with the financial services industry. So making sure it's working well and achieving those objectives is really important. But we know that many amongst us, many New Zealanders, are not in a position and are not saving enough to be financially comfortable in retirement. And the Retirement Commission recently found that 40% of KiwiSaver members have less savings, have a balance of less than $10,000. So there's a real piece of work to be done there. It's an area that the Minister and the Government will continue to focus upon, and he's looking forward for your ongoing participation and insights. So, in closing, I just want to insert that one bit that I said was going to be mine. I'd like to thank the fine officials at the Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment for their public service, but more importantly, I would like to, on behalf of Minister Clark, thank you for your efforts in making Aotearoa New Zealand a better and more financially stable place for all New Zealanders. Kia ora tātou.
I'd now like to invite Nigel Jackson, Head of Investments at Westpac and FSC Board Member, up to the stage to formally thank Paul Stokes.
Ngā mihi nui, ki kai karero, Paul. On behalf of the FSC Board, thank you for your address this evening. We particularly appreciate that you've filled in at short notice for Minister Clark, who was unable to attend. We certainly agree with you that growing financial confidence and well-being in Aotearoa is a partnership between government, the industry and regulators. And it's events like this that provide the depth and context, additional depth and context to that partnership and those relationships. Your address tonight provided some real insight in terms of, your program and perspective and insight for us as an industry. So thank you very much for that, Paul. Ladies and gentlemen, so please join me in showing our appreciation in the usual way. Thank you again, Paul.
Thanks, Nige. Looking pretty dapper, mate. I'd now like to welcome Richard and his team to come up and go through the first series of awards tonight. Richard, welcome.
Kia ora, everybody. I know it's been a long day. I know tonight is a celebration night, but I just ask that for these awards you show the candidates respect. Please, a little hush would be absolutely appreciated. It is our first party post-COVID, so there's a little bit of tolerance, but honestly, folks, it is our night of nights, so please do the right thing. To our MCs, a huge thank you for getting us started. To David from PwC and the whole PwC team, a huge big thank you. And to Paul, thank you for stepping in on behalf of the Minister and sharing the highlights of his speech. Again, much appreciated. It's always been challenging in these COVID times to kind of manage a program with 100 speakers when there's lots of stuff going on, so absolutely appreciate that. You know, awards, we've all been part of awards for a long time now, and awards are around a number of things. They are about celebrating excellence. They are about celebrating innovation. They are about celebrating creation of new ideas, and ultimately they are about how do we best serve our customers. And so tonight, that's really what it's about. It's about recognising and acknowledging businesses and people in our sector who've done some amazing work over the last 3 years. As we said this morning, the fact that we're all here, we've got smiles on our faces, some of our businesses, well, all of our businesses have stepped up and prospered, and we've been there at the engine room of the New Zealand economy to help New Zealanders make good decisions in circumstances that we never thought that we would be in. And so this purpose-led and people-led idea is so compelling into why we have awards and why we celebrate. I wanted to absolutely recognise and thank all of the judges. I also want to call out and acknowledge all of the nominees. So a huge congratulations. The way we're going to run this, I'm going to invite in just a moment Chair of the FSC, Rob Flanagan, and Andrew Bailey, National Party spokesperson for Consumer Affairs and a number of other portfolios, to come and join us. What we're going to do is celebrate and acknowledge the finalists. If you are a winner, I'm going to invite you, if you wouldn't mind, coming up to the centre of the stage this way. There's a trophy and a certificate, and then we'd love to hear a short little acknowledgement as you have, and we'll head from there. So without further ado, a very warm welcome to both Rob Flanagan and Andrew Bailey to the stage if we can. So we're going to start off with our first award. Our first award tonight is the Emerging Leaders Award. And I'd like to acknowledge the finalists, Dean Anderson from Colonel Wealth, Josie Crimmins from Whairawa, and Leah Keys from Mercer. A huge round of applause. To keep the suspense going, I'm also going to invite Ben Coulter, who's a key member of the FSC whānau, to come and join us, because it is Ben who has the secret envelopes, and for the first 3 awards is going to be announcing the winner. So a big welcome to Ben.
Tēnā koutou, everyone. And the winner of the 2022 Emerging Leader Award is Dean Anderson. Well done, Dean.
Definitely not prepared for this, and thanks to the person that just grabbed me out of the bathroom. Look, anybody that knows me, this has been a sector that I've been involved in for about a decade now, and it's something that I'm extremely passionate about, trying to build more innovative solutions and better outcomes for customers. It's something that every day I instill in our team and the culture of what we're trying to do at Colonel. So I'm very proud to be sort of acknowledged by the peers in the industry that I've got to know over the past few years. So thank you for everything, and thank you for everybody that's been involved. It is a team effort, it is a sector effort, and look, it's a very privileged to be acknowledged and a recipient of this tonight. So thanks.
The next award is the Workplace Savings Award, and this award recognises excellence in the workplace savings community. Over the last couple of years, it's been fantastic to bring under the broader FSC umbrella the workplace savings community, which has absolutely enriched who we are and what we do. And more recently, the HFANs, or the health insurance community, which similarly has really enriched what we've done. And so it's great delight tonight in the Workplace Savings Award to recognise 4 finalists. Bruce Kerr, who, as I said to Bruce yesterday, or in fact this morning, you know, we are standing on his shoulders. Bruce and the workplace savings community ran some fantastic conferences, and we've picked up and run further with that. We've got Che Heng from Becca, We have David Young from the Maritime Retirement Scheme, and we have Mercer. And again, it's my delight to invite Ben to announce the winner.
And the winner of the 2022 Workplace Savings Award goes to Chai Hing.
Gosh, this is a little bit crazy, actually. Sorry about that. Let me think. Well, I wasn't prepared for this, as you can see. Kia ora, everyone. Thank you very much for letting me have this honor, this award, and even more so when you consider the distinguished finalist that is in this category. So thank you very much to the judges, to the FSC, and to everyone else who has been involved in this organization of this award. Quite frankly, I have to say, I myself would not have voted for me when you consider the talent that this category finalists are. Anyway, like so many things in life, the Becker superannuation is a creation of many people, and I would like to thank the forward-thinking forefathers of Becker, George Becker, my great mentors still, Sir Ron Carter, Gavin Cormack, Richard Aitken. I'd like to thank the Becker management and the current chief executive, Greg Lowe, and many others. I'd like to thank my very talented co-trustees, my advisors, Mike Woodbury from Chapman Tripp, the team at Melville, Jessup Wheeler, Baker Tilly. I must have missed someone out, I'm sure. Our very talented administration team, and I think finally I really would like to say it's the past and present members. They are the reason why we are involved in superannuation management. Look, once again, thank you very much. Very appreciated.
Thank you, Che. How wise is that? It kind of takes a team, it takes a village, it takes a whānau. We're all in this together, and I think that's for an unexpected speech, that is absolutely magic. Folks, moving on to the final award before we then break for some tea or dinner, which is the cue for go crazy, chat as much as you can, get all your words out, because after mains we're going to come back for the second round. The next award is the Governance Award. And I think, you know, if you were listening to Sam Barris this morning, if you were in any of the sessions, they kind of spoke about the way in which the sector, the way in which the country is managing ourselves and managing our assets and building trust and confidence. The Governance Award is really about acknowledging businesses that are doing this and have done it well and are continuing to step up to the plate. Delighted to announce that AIA New Zealand and NZAA are the two finalists. So congratulations to our finalists. And again, welcome to Ben to tell us who the winner is.
Cool, thanks Richard. Man, these lights are so bright, aren't they? Which the next winner of the Governance Award we'll find out in just a few seconds. So the winner is the New Zealand Automobile Association.
All right, kia ora everyone. I'd just like to say thank you for the judges that selected New Zealand Automobile Association for this prestigious award. Everyone on the Compliance Development Programme, which was a 2-year programme of work, are all sitting on the table over there. I'd like to extend a round of applause to everyone who is here today for them and the great work that they've been doing. A fair portion of everyone here today is actually an AA member, so I think that, you know, the work of the project did a whole bunch of things. It built up three new systems: a complaints management system, a financial advice record keeping system, a QA system. We built up our committees, our governance structures, a whole heap of stuff coming together over a 2-year program. So like Henry Ford said, coming together is the beginning, working together is progress, but actually staying together is success. So once again, thank you very much to the Compliance Development Program, to everyone here, Wendy, our project manager, Joy Kuipera, who really did the hard hours. So once again, thank you guys. Cheers.
The fourth award that we're doing tonight is the Innovation and Wellbeing Award. And this award is about kind of celebrating innovation that's been taking place in the sector. We spoke this morning about growing the financial confidence and well-being. We know that there's been, within the life insurance and the health insurance sector, a very strong focus on let's try and be preventative. Let's try and help people with their health and well-being. And so the finalists tonight are the AIA New Zealand Advisor Wellbeing Research, the AIA Products and Investment Team, and Mercer. And I'm going to invite Ben to tell us who the highly commended is before we talk about who the winner is. Ben.
Thanks, Richard. So the 2022 Innovation and Wellbeing Award, highly commended, goes to Mercer.
Well, tēnā katoa. Thank you very much for acknowledging the efforts we've been making. This award is based on the efforts we've been making around vulnerable clients and how we're supporting them. And I'd like to just call out all of the team who have been involved in that. It's been a real a work of passion. We truly believe on looking after our vulnerable clients. In the environment we've been in over the past couple of years, that has been such an important part of how we embrace the colleagues and customers who are working through very, very difficult times. So identifying those customers, making sure that we're ready to support them and providing them with the best possible support we can. And thank you very much to the FSC and also the other finalists in the award. Thanks very much. Cheers.
We've ended up with highly commended because across the judging process, which you'll be pleased to know was exceptionally rigorous, there are teams that have done amazing things. And the FSC's soul is about helping to promote the value that the sector delivers. And certainly with the highly commended allows us to showcase and share not just the winners, but also businesses and teams that are doing some amazing work. However, there is one winner for tonight, and again, Ben, if you'd like to tell us who that is.
Thanks. And the winner, the main winner of the Innovation and Wellbeing Award goes to AIA Product and Investments Team.
Well, thank you to the FSC for the recognition for this award. It gives me great pleasure to accept this award on behalf of the AIA team. We're super proud of the products and investment team and the work that they do, so thank you very much.
Just a note to the winners and highly commended of the next award. I mean, feel free to bring your whole team up here. If it's a whole team thing, no problem at all. The more the merrier. It's really about celebrating the team and the winners. And so, our next award, our fifth award, is improving consumer outcomes. You know, we've been having a discussion and a debate across the sector about improving consumer outcomes. Our governance process about doing the right thing for the right reasons at the right time for customers. In many ways, we're custodians of that. And so this award is such an important piece in terms of recognising that. And again, I'll invite Ben to tell us who the winner is, but absolutely delighted for him to announce this winner. Of course, the finalists were Compliance Refinery, Kernel Wealth, Lifetime Retirement Income, Mercer, the Partners Life Customer Outcome Team, the Partners Life Product Team, Sean Black from ASB, and Whairawa. And Ben, over to you.
And the award for the 2022 Improving Customer Outcomes Award goes to Whairawa. Congratulations.
Tēnā koutou katoa, tēnā koutou e aku rangatira. Tuarua ki ngā mate haere, haere, haere atu rā. Ki ngā tini ai tua haere, haere, whakanaro atu rā. Ka mihi ki te iwi kāinga ki ngā Ngāti Whātua Ōrākei. He mihi ki te iwi e tau nei Ngāti Whātua Ōrākei tēnā koutou. Kia tātou e tau nei kia ora. Kia tātou e tau nei ka nui taku mihi. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Nō reira e hoa mā, me mutu i kōnei. Kia ora.
Ngā mihi manahau kia koutou, ko Sam Keller ahau. I'm Sam Keller, I'm the General Manager of Whairawa. So these lights are super bright. Yeah, I mean, it's very much a team effort. So firstly, I'd like to acknowledge my team on the stage, which is Kelsey, Josie, Fiona, and also a special shout out to David T. Cow, who is my predecessor in the role, because I will admit I've been in the role for 4 months, so I probably shouldn't be taking all the credit. But this award's for our kids club, which is Nai Kaitiaki Mone, which is like super. We're super stoked, like sorry for the super Kiwi like phrase, but we are stoked for this award because it's actually what we're all about, like promoting good member outcomes, and like we're all about promoting, educating our tamariki from a young age, and planting a seed for future generations. So thank you very much.
And so, the beautiful thing about awards is you get to actually unpack what's going on inside businesses right across the country. And one of the fabulous things about the judging process was to actually understand what's going on. Hear some of the stories of success, hear some of the challenges, and of course, for the last 2.5 years, we've been locked away behind closed doors, working from home, remoting, and yet businesses have prospered, they've continued to innovate, they've come up with great ideas. And so congratulations to the Whairawa team, and of course congratulations to all the other finalists in that category. Which brings me, of course, to the theme of the year, and I think the theme is, it ultimately is about who we work with, how we create what we create, and that we do it together. And teams right across the country have been acknowledged and recognised here. And so the Team of the Year award is around celebrating a team that has demonstrated excellence across product development or service delivery, and so on. In this particular category, we have a highly commended category, and I'd like Ben just to let us know who that is, and then we'll head to the winning entry. Ben.
And the highly commended award for the team goes to Partners Life Claims Team. Congratulations.
They're not joking about these lights. Sorry, I'm going forward. Thank you very much to the FSC for the recognition. Look, being in any claims team in this industry is just a huge honour. We get to really be there for our customers, and honestly, this team that is standing behind me is just amazing, and we've got a lot of people back there in the office as well that are just going to be so stoked about this. We've worked so hard for the last few years, and just thanks so much.
And isn't that true? You know, when you pay $1.2 billion of claims in life and just under $1.4 billion in health, that is a huge amount of work that takes place right across the sector. That's a huge amount of people in New Zealand who, in their greatest time of need, have people at the end of the line, at the end of the phone, to help them on their journey. And absolutely congratulations to the Partners Life Claims team. The winner of this award, it's absolute pleasure, because without overly giving away who it is or which team it is a group of people that came together, united by a common purpose and a common cause, but with very little structure and just a germ of an idea. And over a 6-month period created something that has become a force for change. It's become a force for good. And it's really taken this conversation to a whole new level. And to announce the winner, back to you, Ben.
Cool, thanks, Richard. I think it's time to get some action going. So it starts with action as the winner tonight. Congratulations.
So I've prepared my MC notes for tomorrow, but I did not prepare a speech for this, so this is very unprepared. I just want to say this group of people standing on the stage, and there's a few that aren't here as well, worked so incredibly hard on this project. I know because I was on the phone to them and emailing them almost every day for about 6 months. They worked so hard, and this was a project that really saw so much collaboration from both across the sector and also beyond the sector as well. And it was just, like Richard said, it started as a germ of an idea. It was, maybe we should do this, you know, that would be really good, wouldn't it? And then, oh, people are actually really excited about this. And then it turned into a 3-month campaign, and we reached 1.6 million New Zealanders, and it just went ballistic, and it's all down to the work of the people behind me. So thank you.
So on a serious note, honestly, the work that came from the ISWA campaign has almost reinvented the way that we're going to think about how do we do big public change campaigns in New Zealand. Because we can't do it as a sector, individual organisations can't do it on their own, government can't do it on their own, public sector can't do it on their own, but together we can bring enormous change in any conversation that we want to have. And we're still in the debrief process of ISWA, but we're already starting to think about what have we learned, how can we do it better, and what's on the program for next year. So again, Jane, I've thanked you many times. Thank you for the opportunity, and thanks for encouraging us to accept the challenge. Folks, we're into the final award. Before we head there, after this award, it's home and hosed. It's time to party. There's a dance floor. I'm told we have lots of great dancers. We also have a number of singers in the FSC community, and whoever wants to sing or play guitar will be invited to the stage to kind of karaoke with a professional band. To the final award of the night, which is the FSC Chairs Award for Services to the Industry. And the finalists for this award are David Greenslade from Strategy, Russell Hutchinson from Chatswood Consulting, Steve Wright, Partners Life, Tracy Cross from lots of different things, Tracy, and Tricia Edmonds from ANZ. Folks, this award is really designed, and of course the judges had an impossible task, so that's probably the first disclaimer, but The purpose of this award is there are so many selfless people out there who give and give and give and give and give, not because they want to be recognised, but because they want to help build a better world and make our sector a better place. And so this award is a moment to acknowledge all of our finalists, and of course one person in particular, but it's really a celebration of all of our collective work. And, you know, this tension we all have about, you know, where does leadership start and stop? And leadership starts with all of us. And all of these people are amazing leaders in their own lives, in their families, and certainly in the sector. And across the FSC community, they have all left a very large imprint and legacy, and we're here to celebrate that. But to announce the winner, back to you, Ben.
Cool, thank you, Richard. And the 2022 Chairman's Award for Services to the Industry goes to Mr. Chatswood Consulting, Russell Hutchinson.
Thank you so much. that was really amazing, and it wouldn't be possible for me to do the work that I do without the wonderful team at the office, and we got quite a few of them here tonight, which is fantastic. So I just want to mention Fran, Kelly, Melissa, Doreen, and also back in the office, Albert as well, and yeah, it's just magnificent, and thank you all so much. It's great fun.
And folks, that completes our formalities. Thank you again to all the people who've helped pull this together, to our judges, to PwC, to Paul. Amazing. So thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll see you bright and breezy tomorrow morning. Thank you.